Fear is either a headwind or a tailwind. It's a red light or a green light. It's either an end or a beginning. You get to choose. I talked about this exact thing a few months ago, so it's kind of fun following up now as some time has passed and the technologies continue to evolve. Last spring, I heard someone say there will be two types of companies in the future. There will be companies that leveraged AI and companies that no longer exist, right? And I didn't know quite what to make of that at the time, but settled on, well, I trust myself to figure it out. After all, that's what humans do. We adapt and we find a way. Well, I was recently in the middle of one of my YouTube audits, and I saw something interesting. There's a section of YouTube that discloses 15 channels that are similar to yours. Basically, there's an audience overlap. So for example, one of the 15 right now for me is Andrew Huberman. So apparently a number of people who watch or listen to his channel also make their way over to my YouTube channel, which I thought was interesting. So I wanted to dig a little deeper. And as I was poking around at some of those other channels, here's what I found. About a third, from what I can tell, of the channels on that list were faceless YouTube channels with AI voice automation, AI scripting, and what I could only assume is AI video editing as well, which means that the future state is here. It's not knocking, it's not around the corner, it has arrived. Okay, noted. That means two things. I can either, one, water the seed of concern, whispering, hey dude, you're now fighting for real estate on this platform with robots. And two, ask, okay, well, how can I add value in a way that AI automation can't? Right? Because there are certainly plenty of ways. And in writing this, it was kind of like, it almost seems a bit tired, right? How many ways can you say, find a way to win? But in reality, this is a perfect example of the crossroads we're always at, perpetually, right? In every difficult situation, we're tasked with growing or dying. And I truly appreciate that this is forcing me to evolve, or at least quicker than I would have, right? It's putting me in position to inject more into my craft. That's not optional, that's a requirement. And it's what technology has always done and will always do. I was joking around with a friend of mine who, said the same things. Like ChatGPT creates, great B- work. How do you ensure moving forward that yours is A+, right? That's the question now and will always be the question. And in thinking about this, I don't know how anyone could think they aren't powerful, when in almost every situation, the same tool that gives life can also kill you. The same things that make you stronger have the ability to destroy you. The outcome's entirely dependent not on the tool, but on its utilization by the actors. I call us artists because we all are. And the proof is in what you've made with what you have. I was playing around with ChatGPT this morning, seeing if I could write a speech in the quote-unquote Eddie Pinero style, and I was laughing because it gives these, kind of robotic, rigid essays, but every single one of them referred to life as a dance and the world as a blank canvas. Right? I'm like, wow, I didn't realize I said that much. I was, what's his name, Woody in Toy Story, and you pull the string, that would be like my two rotating messages. But I believe that, right? Like, is there anything better to describe the freedom contained in the time we have? We are painters. We are architects. We're not handed good or bad things. We're handed things. And from our handling, interpretation, and craftsmanship with regard to those things, they take on certain meanings. Everything is opportunity. It's just waiting for us to first grant it permission to become one. When I was growing my company in the early years, right? Every once in a while, I would feel so defeated, like just tired of feeling like everything I did wasn't enough. You know, that sort of hamster on a wheel feeling, and I'd have to figure out a way to pull myself up again and again, right? And it was always, hey, remember, this situation is not good or bad, it's just a situation. You have to take it and paint it onto your canvas. If you think it's bad, what you paint will reflect that. Everyone will seem better further along than you. The road will seem too challenging, right? Personally, I'll take on a persona of not enough. But if I start thinking that the situation is valuable, is an opportunity, that's what will be etched into my reality. We are vehicles bringing meaning to meaningless things. And to know you have that ability can make all the difference. And so my thesis here stays the same. Technology will evolve, so will I, and so will you. But I think beyond that is an underlying truth. This isn't really about technology. It's about our willingness to adapt and make good things out of neutral, indifferent circumstances. There will always be a reason you can and a reason you can't. Or put in an artsy way, there are imaginary castles in the sky and imaginary shackles around your feet. You get to choose which to believe in.